This chicken has gone insane. It's been possessed by the devil. Beelzebub, Satan himself. That's appropriate, because we're in hell. Hello everybody, hi, it's me, it's IHateWill, and today we are playing Minecraft on the iCraft SMP server. This is a vanilla survival server, and this has been Season 1 of iCraft. It's coming to a close. Coincidentally, I just found out that there is a gold farm over here. We're on top of the nether. I followed this path, didn't think it was a path before. I saw this gold farm over here, didn't much care for it. Then I came over to this one, and it's a better functioning form of the one I do over at Funk the World, over at my Amplified World. So this is nice. Got me quite a bit of levels, and some rotten flesh. But that's all we need for today, so we're running away. We don't need it. We're going to go back to our base one last time. That's on the agenda today. This is my season finale, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail. But we're not quite fully finished. I would say this is the season finale of my narrative. Something I have complete control over. But let's head down this place one last time. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing, huh? This is our base. We have the clouds off right now. Should we turn them on? No, we're not going to because it's so high up there. Very happy with how it turned out. This never got finished. I do regret that. That was 18 episodes ago. I built this in episode 3. Never finished putting the windows in. Definitely didn't finish filling out the rest of the mine. But let's talk about what I was going to do. Originally, I only had one entrance. I was going to put a stable over here, but then I went for symmetry instead. I think I did symmetry instead recently, off camera, too, so this is the first time I've addressed it. But what I wanted to do was have a doorbell, but have it be a different kind of doorbell. So you'd walk over this with the pressure plate, or maybe just open it. There's a pressure plate right there. You run over it. I would have had some music notes music blocks underneath, playing musical notes. I'm pretty good with figuring out sounds. My most popular video was me playing "Don't Stop Believing" on a car horn from Grand Theft Auto 5. Anyway, you would hear that when people would visit, and that way I would know, hey, they're here. So I can come up from my mine and be there. Mine never really got. I wanted to have it be decked out a little bit more. I like the idea of making everything in your world look perfect and beautiful. I was so eager to get to the top of the mountain and do little builds along the way to help me with that I just neglected being down here. This became more of a utility place. A few things, I don't think I've shown this on camera. Let's take a look at this. Let's go all the way down. Ooh, I hope I have a pickaxe here. Do I have a pickaxe? I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. Ooh, we're gonna need a pickaxe. I'll be right back. So, here we are. I built my base somewhat near an abandoned mine shaft. Worked out real nice. Got me a lot of rail. I run low on iron all the time, man, with all the hoppers I build. But, that was a very nice find for me. So if you're going through this world save on your own, when you enter my mines, my strip mine, you'll take a right immediately, and then your first corridor on your right would lead you down a path. I usually block it off. I might leave it open now, but that will lead you over to this mine area, this abandoned mine shaft, so make sure you check that out. If you go down my strip mine, you're going to notice a door, an acacia door. You take that, come down the railway, and you're going to come over here to our zombie spawner. Now, I don't get good spawns out of here. I don't really know where I'm at on the map. Not anywhere near my base. I believe it's my chunks over there at the base are unloaded now. But I'm guessing this is a pretty poorly lit area. Oh, here comes a guy. Oh, he's wearing a little suit. This is a pretty poorly lit area. And my spawn rates are suffering because of it. Pretty sure there's cave systems all around here. And probably more savanna biome. Savanna Plateau M, which is similar to Amplified, to where you have all these little places that you can't find. It's impossible to get torches to all of them without really exploiting, without really over-exploring. So, never really used this. Matter of fact, there's a hidden chest in here. We can look at exactly what I got out of it. Not much. Not much. I think the most I got out of it initially were carrots. So that's cool. But it's always nice to put this build together. And I do like the way this turned out. Definitely like the oak up there. What I wanted, what I was going for, was something that looked old. You know? You look at this, it all looks very old, like in a ruin of some type, and it's falling into disrepair. But then somebody came along and decided to exploit that resource of zombies using very high-tech glass. It clashes, but it feels like it clashes in the right way. Does that make sense? You know, you ever see somebody wear clashing colors that just were so totally different that they just work? This isn't like a forest green on top of a jungle green, man. That's ugly. This is like Spider-Man on a slip and slide. It don't make sense. It just works. That was a terrible simile. Alright, so this is my strip mine. This is what I like to do to get all my diamonds and gold and redstone that I need. Come down here to, this is a level 12. Come down here and just do my digging. Yes, sir. That's how I do it. I like to go 2 over, start a lane, 2 over, start a lane, 2 over, start a lane. Because all you really need is to be able to see one side of a block. That's all you need. And then you know if it's a stone block or not. That's going to be a stone block no matter what. Wanted to do something different. I've never actually decorated my strip mine before, but I wanted to do it over here at the server. Make it look more like a functioning mine. But just didn't have time. Scope of it all. I mean, I go crazy with the strip mine when I first start a world. And, you know, I stopped mining altogether about a week and a half into the game. Except, I think once recently, I died, and I was actually carrying most of my diamonds, so I had to replace a lot of those. It's my cactus farm design. I'm sure other people do this design, but I feel like it's mine. Because I'm delusional. Got pretty good yields. I didn't use a ton of cactus for things. Mostly just to make this green glass. I always felt like I would use more. But, I don't know. That's just the way it goes, man. Sugarcane farm worked out real nice. Yeah. I used these quite a bit, man. I got quite the library. And quite the fermented spider eye as well. That's very cool. This didn't fit our theme. I thought it was originally. I wanted to originally go with something more Asiatic. Kind of an Asian fusion type feel. Maybe I'll pull that out for the next season. I'm not totally sure. But, yeah, it didn't work here. I mean, it works. It just didn't fit with the rest of the base. Still like it, though. Let's see. We come over here. Oh, you know what? We need to do something here. Where are they at? There they are. Okay. We got name tags, right? This is a chicken farm. Right now, I decreased the number of chickens I had. This is the chicks left. These poor guys. pretty good yields on that before I decimated the numbers. Good little design. Good little design. Alright. Hey, Mr. Pig. Guess what? You're gonna have a name. You're gonna have a name. Here you go. Hey, Leonard. But this was just a little storage area. One of my original ideas was to have everything, every farm, pipe into a centralized location, using packed ice, water, hoppers, droppers, dispensers, the whole 9 yard, leading into a centralized storage unit. But then I had the idea to do this next little thing over here. Let's go look at that. So then I had the idea of just building several small areas and turning that into a dedicated storage unit. One of the things I love to do is build villages. The thing about building villages is that you need several small buildings. Because a village isn't like just one giant house. I mean, you could do that in this game, but several small buildings all together, each with the slight variation on the theme of that village. And when they're meshed together like that, it just works. It looks organic. It looks real. It looks amazing. I wanted to do that here. That's why we have this build right here for our... Ooh, and I love this. I hated it when I first built it, but then the vines grew in. I loved it. But that's why I built this right here. I wanted to have just a row of buildings kind of scattered around this ground here, like it's a little bit more disorganized. And then you go up here, and it looks a little crazy, but there's a lot more organization involved over here. You got these two staircases going opposite of each other in different locations. I mean, they're not right on each other. I mean, that looks great. I love the way that looks. And the bridge right there is a nice little topper. Hey. Hey, man. Where'd he go? Oh, they must have turned him. I don't know how they got to him. Are you underneath? Oh, ooh. Okay, well, that's sad. Well, he was dead. That's a villager. I hear another one, though. Which means our guy in here, he's alive and well. Oh, we need to do this. Hey, man, you alright? Yeah, he's in there. He's cool. There he is. Those guys were originally going to go through a railway going to the top of the mountain. That was going to be a village. Ooh, looks like it's nighttime. Let's go grab our bed and take a sleep. We'll come right back. Alright, then we got a little staircase here leading up to this area, which is very organic. Not in love with it. A little too much, but it's something. It's different, at least. And then this thing. I built this thing. This is the 4th time I've built it. I think I'm going to build it in every world I live in. I just like the look of it. I haven't gotten tired of it yet. It's pretty basic. I mean, there's no variation to it. It just looks refined, and I dig it. Plus, it works. It's an automated lighting system. It turns on when the sun goes down. It's cool. Like it. This thing right here. I just like using it, and there's really no reason to have it. It's just an alternate way to get out of my base. That's all. Got a little tripwire right there, some redstone to set it all off, and hidden in between 2 dead trees. That's it. Just thought it needed it. Plus, looking at this, the lava falls next to the waterfalls, very cool. I love this plateau. Oh, man, that's a great little view right there. This thing, was originally going to be just a pathway over this part right here. And it still is, it's just not very open. Because it's such a nice little area, all this running water. I was going to do something with it. I'm not really sure what, but I knew I could work out a design. And eventually, I mean, I didn't know how long I had on the server before it was going to reset. I assumed much longer, but my plans were to just build as much as I can all throughout the savannah. Just doing lots of the little things to make it all pop. Didn't want to do anything big over here. Because the reason why I didn't want to do a giant build, and this is the same attitude I have with the Amplified world, I want to magnify, exaggerate just how big everything is here. And I think the best way to do that is to not build big, not overshadow it with your own vanity. No, man. Build small. And since the terrain here is also a bit crazy, I mean, it's very similar to an Amplified world, just maybe half the size of an Amplified world. But it has all these things that just don't make sense. You know, they don't make sense. They're not structurally sound. And I like that. And there are places in this world that is like that. You can probably see things in China. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but there are these little weird mountains in China. I'll post a picture of it right now. That I guess water has just eroded the stone for so long that it's made these weird crevices into the rock. And it doesn't look like it should stand up, but it does. And I really like that. And I wanted to, the build style over here was kind of a hodgepodge, kind of a mix and match thing. Similar to what I definitely pulled some inspiration out of these rocks here. This entrance is nothing really that special about it. It got blown up a few times and I haven't repaired it fully. I haven't even replaced the blocks that are supposed to go there. It's a quick fix. I just, again, Eager Beaver wanted to get up there and just kind of left this as it is. I mean, in its ruinous state, I think it's kind of cool. But it is missing a few things. Oh, and these things, these little waterfall catchers, I had more of them laying around. That was really just to clear out the water. I had no... I knew I wanted to do something with them. I didn't want to get rid of waterfalls. I never want to get rid of waterfalls. But this was definitely not the answer I wanted to go with. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Too simple. But it's been there long enough that I just got used to it. You know, they say when you practice, you gotta make sure you practice perfectly, because if you practice imperfectly, you get used to doing it wrong. And the same is true about all of this. I mean, if you just walk by, and it's an eyesore, but if you just keep walking by it, eventually it's just like, oh, that's part of the terrain. And I forgot this even existed till I looked at it just now. Forgot it was even there. But let's go over here to something I did deliberately build and I do love. Chicken farm. Chicken farm, of course, we got hoppers underneath. That really worked out nicely. Occasionally you get some, well, not occasionally, every single time you get eggs on the side right here. You come by, you just have to do a little jump queue, get rid of it, and then you can hear the system go off. There it goes. Very nice. I think I'm going to do something like this with chicken farms every time I do it. Gonna have it look natural. I don't like putting them in a box. Just don't like that. This thing, originally this was just gonna be a tunnel leading to the top of the mountain, but then I realized it just wouldn't work. It was too thin up there where it was originally going to go, and it just became a corridor that really served no purpose other than it looked good from the profile. And I would have liked to have had a purpose for it, but certainly fine with it just being attractive from the outside. Yeah. Let's take a look through here. Simple stairwell. Then you have our tree sanctuary here, our tree storage unit. Then you head down here. I love this look. You head down here to our tree farm within the plateau mountain. I like it. I just did a chop recently, so it hasn't grown in all the way. But I do love it here. Do like it a lot. Very cool. It's a very chill place. This bridge right here, I like it. I like it a lot, man. I really like it. Pulled a lot of inspiration from just building and being around stuff. A lot of this, matter of fact, this whole build over here, my whole idea, very influenced by discussions I've had with Steph, and And frankly, just watching her build sometimes. I got a lot of confidence in what I did just seeing her build. And I definitely pulled a lot of inspiration from her on this. And I just love the way it turned out. I loved walking through here. Just how random it felt. I mean, it is a little bit more calculating than it looks, but it's just a nice peripheral. And I'm always about getting eye candy peripheral. Well, I call it peripheral eye candy. You flip it around. And I feel like this bridge definitely has it. Alright, head over here. Just a simple corridor. Nothing special here. Just needed some lighting. That's it. Another build for the profile. This pathway, not totally in love with it. I was going to figure out what I can do to make it look a little different right here. We fell down. Maybe turn that into a little mini bridge and then have it just be a path that goes through the top of the mountain. Right here. But it was all about just getting to this area right here and then heading straight down. And then, of course, I've been talking about this for a while. Armrests, arm handles, arm bars, arm places for your arm. Handrails, that's it. Heading down this bridge stair bridge to this well. And I love this well. This might be my favorite build. And I just think it turned out great, man. I think it looks really good. Looks like it's going to be nighttime again, so let's go take a sleep. Then, of course, our little storage area for our tools. I don't have it filled up with anything other than just what's on these armor stands right here. Wasn't going to be too big. I don't think it is. That feels a bit empty. I made that deliberate choice during that episode. That might have been a mistake, but we got to live with it now, huh? Yeah, I think it turned out good, especially when the vines grew in. If you just want to make something look a little bit more aged, a little bit more ragged, throw vines into it. Have some different looking blocks on it. Get a palette of gray, palette of browns, whatever color you're going to go with, and then change it up just a little bit. That's what I'd do here. Make it look like panels were replaced. And then it just kind of gets out of control. But definitely here, I mean, with the grays especially, it's really easy to do that with the stone. And it just works for me. It works. To me, that's like the essence of Minecraft. The essence of building in Minecraft. You want to make it look like it's lived. You know, at least I do. You can make things look really new and really controlled, but it's fun to have that challenge of how do I make this thing look old? And I feel like with something like this, I did that. Like the little imagination fairy in my head was saying, how about this? How about with your build? An ancient civilization was here once, or maybe it wasn't even that long ago, but something was here once, and now it's gone. They built mostly out of stone. New guys show up. They don't have the mason skills that these other guys had in the past, and they just did patch jobs with wood. Maybe they have a bit of a modern feel to them. Maybe they're more modern people, and so they throw in that kind of look. Or maybe that's just part of their culture. I don't know. It's similar to, the idea was pulled from what happened after Rome fell. And cities like Paris, Rome itself, just throughout Western Europe, people were taking bits of Rome. It's this great city-building civilization, just taking bits of temples, of arenas, and they were constructing rudimentary homes out of it. That was the same idea, except I wanted to go with something that was more like, what if they did that with the Incan Empire and, I don't know, Art Deco folks showed up. Why not? That's what you go with, right? Just two conflicting styles running into each other. Let's see, we head up this. Not bad, pathway's not bad. Not totally in love with this archway right here for the light, but I felt like it needed... Oh. 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 Oh, so scary. Well, that was scary, wasn't it? So this brings us to our... Well, this was the second to last build. That was the final build, but this is the last part of our journey here in our part of town. in our part of this this Minecraft world. And this is our house. We finally built it on episode 18. It's a very simple build, a build that I took from my wife. She gave me permission, but this is her idea. And of course, she does it better because she has more patience for the interior. My dog going crazy, man. My dog's going crazy next to me. But she has more patience for the interior here, and while I like what I did, just being in her build, compared to this makes me feel like a big pile of crap. But to me, this is a perfect starter home. You know, you can build this within an hour. It works. It looks a little bit more cool than the typical starter house, and I like it. I think that's going to do it for this season of iCraft. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the iCrafters for having me, for inviting me, and making me feel part of their community. They're a great group of people. If you haven't checked them out, what are you waiting for? It is so much fun, for me at least, to be able to work so hard on this level over here, this area over here, and then knowing that Luke is on and he's working on an episode, and then I go watch his episode. I'm like, wow, I was doing something totally different than him whenever he was doing that. And then somebody like Jess and her styles and what she does with her videos. I'm a very late night guy, so I don't get to run into too many people, but it's really cool to see what other people are working on while I'm working on this. So I implore you, if you have an interest in it, go check out the other iCrafters. But for now, for this season, I'm Will. It's been a pleasure, but I'm signing off. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.